Hi guys, welcome to this pre-built video in The Sims 4. My name is Irene and today I am building my esports stadium with a new pack for The Sims 4 Discover University. Yay! It is finally here. It came last Friday, Thursday at midnight. And man, Thursday night actually felt a bit like New Year's Eve for me. I had a countdown on and I was watching videos from people that had early access with Discover University, and man, I was having so much fun. And then at midnight I pre-ordered the game, so it started downloading, and after that I started building immediately. And I actually had the Friday off, so that was perfect timing. So I kept on building until 6 in the morning. Then I went to bed, and when I woke up, I started building again. And this is the thing that I built, my very first build in the Discover University pack in the new world with the new build and buy items. So yeah, let's just dive right in. My esports stadium. I saw a live stream about Discover University like a week ago or something, and they were showing some gameplay aspects and were actually mentioning that you can join a soccer team or an esports team in the game now. I haven't dived into the gameplay yet, but I'm almost certain that joining these teams are like a rabbit holes, and I almost wanted to say wormhole, but it's something totally different. But yeah, I'm almost certain that they are rabbit holes, and that's okay though, because it inspired me to build a stadium. And at first I wanted to build just like a regular sports stadium in the game, so I was gathering some inspiration on Pinterest. And then suddenly my mind switched to the whole esports thing. And yeah, I was so invested into that. And yeah, I kept on gathering inspiration on Pinterest. And man, it was so much fun to do. And I actually really inspired this whole build, heavily inspired by League of Legends. League of Legends is an amazing game. My husband actually played it a lot with his friends a couple of years ago. He formed a team with his friends and they were all coming over to our house every weekend, and they all brought their own laptop. One of them actually brought his whole desktop computer every week. And they played League of Legends for months and months on. Only one of his friends is still playing the game now though, and he's at a very high level, I think. But yeah, I started playing it for a very short amount of time too. So I don't know that much about it. I know like the basic things, but if I make some mistakes about it throughout this video, I'm sorry for that. But yeah, it's heavily inspired by League of Legends, because now we sometimes watch like the World Championships on YouTube, and yeah, that's what I saw from the stadiums, from the interior of the stadiums. I think sometimes these competitions are in theaters, but I just wanted to make a stadium that's purely for esports, or maybe for a concert too or something. But yeah. The whole shape of the stadium, you can see the entire structure of the build is already almost finished. It's like a hexagon, and this hexagon shape I use a lot throughout this entire build. Before we go into the interior, I wanted to tell you some things about this exterior. I use these very big fences, as you can see. I wanted to give the whole hexagon a little bit more of a rounded shape. These are fences from the debug items, and to enter these debug items you have to use like the double cheat, the bb.showhiddenobjects and the bb.showliveeditobjects. I will put all the cheats that I used in the description box down below. But these big fences, and you can see them on the interior too, they are an item from City Living, and they're actually two combined together. And normally I think it's very annoying when my items are clipping through the walls and you can see them on the interior too. But this time I thought it was actually very fitting because the whole stadium is like leaning onto these things and it makes it a little bit more like secure or something. And at the very end of the video I will put lights at the bottom of these things and it looks very cool. They lit up inside and on the exterior, so yeah. But these are these things, these screens on the exterior. You can see them now, and you can see them a little bit on the interior too. But on the exterior they have that cool starry color. These screens are actually items from the Moschino stuff pack. When that pack came a couple of months ago, last summer, when I saw these screens are normally used as a backdrop when you want to make pictures of your Sims. And when I saw these, I already knew that I wanted to do something with them in one of my builds. But you cannot size them up and I wasn't really sure what to do with them. But now I could finally use them in my build and I thought they were so fitting for it. I went into live mode, you could see that a couple of minutes ago, and I changed up the backdrops because normally it's just a white screen and you can change up the backdrop in a lot of different colors. I used the color Seeing Stars actually, but you can use like cityscapes, forests, other stars, bigger stars, red carpet. You have a lot of different options to go with, and yeah, I just thought it looked cool. You have a lot of stadiums in Holland of course too, but you have a lot of like concert stadiums too, and some of them have lights just over the entire exterior, the outside, and I wanted to do something like that too. But as you can see, we're already deep into the interior. I created these things where your Sims can stand on tribunes. I'm not sure what the English word is for it. Oh, I had to research this before recording this. But well, I use stairs for it. There are like lit stairs. They have lights in it and you can change the lights. These are from the Get Famous pack, the same for the lit fences, and I use a lot of blue lights and a lot of purple and pink lights. Because when I see these championships from League of Legends, yeah, I see they use a lot of purples and pinks and blues. So that's why I use these colors too. I'm creating the stage over here and there will be actually something very different beneath the stage. I colored these floors with the glowing floor tiles from the Spade pack. And here it is. This is the mother. It's a debug item and this is the mother from the Strangerville pack. And I really used it here as a decorative item just beneath this stage. I thought it really looked cool, and especially when you go into live mode. It moves, and yeah, I just thought it looked cool. I don't know how it really works in the world, because normally in Strangerville this mother is creating all kinds of problems in the game. That's the whole gameplay of Strangerville. But I think when you want to download this lot, because of course you can, I will put it up on the gallery, and you place this in your world with the mother in it, she doesn't actually affect the world where you place her in. I think that's built into Strangerville world and not in the mother. So I think I can use it just as a decorative item. I'm not entirely sure about it though. But I just thought it looked cool, and especially later on I will create a basement underneath the entire stadium. Because yes, I created the shape of this stadium, but I didn't have any room for a restaurant or toilets or something. So I decided to make that in a basement. And the basement will have windows. Through these windows you can see the mother. And I just thought it was cool. Over here I'm onto some roof detailing. I had this big gap. Of course it's an open stadium, but I wanted to do a little bit more with it. So I used these very lean fences. They're from the Get Work pack. And yeah, I just thought it gave the whole roof a little bit more, not just a gap. And I used this hexagon shape again over here too, and I was actually very happy with the end result. You can see that I'm switching a lot between night and day, because I really wanted to see how all these lights were yeah, how all these lights showed up in my build. So that's why I'm switching between day and night a lot. I'm building this a lot. I totally forgot to mention where I'm building this. I'm building this on the biggest lot that came with the New World, with the Discover University pack. The 50 by 40 lot. And I talked about the lots before and I don't want to complain because I am so happy with the Discover University pack. I think what I saw from the gameplay in just live streams or in videos from other simmers, I think the gameplay is amazing. The world is amazing. There are so many different lots. There are so many windows in the build and buy items, and that's so exciting. And the only thing I was a little bit disappointed about are the lot sizes. Yes, I'm talking about lot sizes again. I want 100 by 100 lots. I just want them, and I think it's a big wish, and I think it's not going to happen in the game, but I'm hoping it so much, and I thought it was so fitting for university pack to incorporate huge lots where you can build your own universities. But yes, no, the biggest lot is 50 by 40 and it isn't that big actually, because a lot of my builds are on 64 by 64 lots. But yes, I've built this on this 50 by 40 lot, and for this whole stadium I thought it was big enough. I use every corner of it, especially when I'm on the landscaping too. But yeah, it's a 50 by 40 lot and it's in the city center, and it has a very old European style city center. And of course this whole stadium is so extremely modern and it's black and it's out there. But yeah, I'm from Europe too. I'm from Holland. I think you can hear it in my accent, in my voice. But yeah, in Europe you have a lot of very old cities with very modern structure, very modern architecture, just in the middle of it. So yeah, that's why I thought it was possible to place this stadium right here. And especially with the landscaping later on, I will use a lot of bushes and plants that you can see in the environment surrounding this lot too, and that way I thought it blended better just in the whole lot. But yeah, this interior thing, I'm putting in so much lights, and these spotlights, I was so happy when I found these. I just thought they made the whole build. There are items from the Get Famous pack, and normally when you're placing lights and you go into the night mode, they automatically switch on. But you have to put on these lights first as your sim, and you can change up the colors. And when you place them like this, so they have space to go out into the sky, they make this very cool effect. And yeah, I was just so happy with them. I was also very happy with the striped lights that I used on the wall. And of course, we're going to a whole different section now. But they are from the Spa Day pack, and I changed up the colors, 2 of them. Not on 2 of them, every one of them, but I changed up the colors on them too. At first, you can see them here. They're like the stripes. First, I was using a very small wall light, and I used a lot of them, and I placed them on top of each other, and I changed all the different lights in it, and it was so cool. And I cut the whole process out though. I think you could see a couple of seconds from the process, but it was very glitchy, because when I was zooming out of the lot, some of the lights were just on and off, and it was so glitchy. So yeah, I removed them all, and I used these stripes that I'm using over here too, and I actually thought it looked great too. But you can see I changed so much of the lights, but I really thought it gave the whole build a cool effect, so that's why I decided to do it. I used these posters, and I used them, or billboards, and I used them on the exterior too. And with these very cute animals, they're actually called void critters in the game. And they're a little bit similar with Pokemon. And your kids in The Sims, in your gameplay, can collect cards about them, and you have like a game thing, so they can play games with these void critters. And of course they're a little bit Pokemon, but I thought they were the best thing to make it like a League of Legends theme. Of course, I'm not using any CC or mods in my builds. I never use CC or mods in my builds. So yeah, that was the nearest thing that I could find that was matching a little bit with the League of Legends thing. And I use these posters and billboards on the exterior and on the interior too. Here we're onto the basement and I'm using these stalls, these toilet stalls. They're a new item from the Discover University pack. And I think you can see it by now, but I'm not using that much of the new items because I couldn't use that much of the new items from the Discover University pack in this build. I'm using these toilet stalls, you could see them. And on the podium, just a level higher, where I place all the computers, you have these gaming chairs. They are new, they're from the Discover University pack, and the table where I place them on are from the Discover University pack too. And what a coincidence, here they are. These are the new tables, and the build and buy items, a lot of the build and buy items, not everything, but a lot of them reminds me a little bit of IKEA items, and I think that's so cool because I think that's we can use them in so many different builds. You can use them like in starter homes, but in very modern builds too. So I actually am very happy with that, and there are so many different windows. Did I already talk about the windows? I'm not sure anymore. I think this is my third try in recording this voiceover, so I'm getting a little bit mixed up in what I mentioned already, and I'm still a little bit sick and sometimes I have to cough so much, so I have to start again. But I think I'm okay now, and I think we're almost at the landscaping part too. A little bit more posters over here. I put some food stalls in here. And I put a door in the wall, and I think your Sims can just enter these food stalls and sell food from there, even when there's a wall just in the whole food stall. But I'm not really sure about that. But of course, if you want to download this and if you want to put it in your game, you can adjust a couple of things, and you can just not use these restaurants at all. It's your own choice. But we're on to the landscaping already. And I'm putting in this wall over here, and maybe you think why you're putting in that wall, it looks so strange now. It's because I wanted to put in the new hexagon shape yet again, and I really needed like a shape where I could follow the whole line, so I'll remove this wall later on. And you can see I'm creating this hexagon shape over here, and it just was a good starting point for me for the whole landscaping. I actually thought a lot about the landscaping for at least an hour, and I thought about incorporating water in it and fountains and do all kinds of crazy stuff. But I actually thought this whole stadium was so out there already, and especially with the lights in it, and I didn't want to put too much in this build. I didn't want to distract anything. How do I say it correctly? I didn't want to make the landscape distracting of the whole stadium in the middle, so that's why I made the landscaping quite simple. I did create this basement over here. I just thought it made the whole hexagon shape even more obvious, so that's why I created it here, and I just thought it looked cool. And then I really just wanted to make it blend a little bit more in the environment, because I was talking about that it was such an old city center and it was such a modern build just in the middle of that whole city center. So you can see there are a lot of bushes, like plants just around, not plants, but these bushes around a lot. So I use these bushes too. They're actually a debug item too. And I placed them in a triangle shape on the sides of this build, and that's why I use them. These spotlights that I use on the exterior, they are just beneath the building, and that's why they don't turn on, because they don't have space to shine in the sky. But I just thought it was like a cool decorative item. But if you want to put this build in your game, you can just move them a little bit to the front, and then they work too, and you have way more lights. But I thought it was a little bit too much with all these lights. You can see these triangles here that I'm building here, and I think we're almost at the end already. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I would appreciate it so much. I have a lot of Discover University builds in store for you. So yeah, it would be amazing if you join me on my YouTube adventure. I'm sorry, that sounded so cheesy. But well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you will have an amazing day today, and I hope to talk to you very soon in my next video. And well, goodbye.